Hello, everybody. I'm Julie Balderrama, and today is our first day of our 7-day dreaming challenge or experiment. And so I'm coming to you today to talk to you about 5 different ways that you can increase your dream recall. Now, I have this in a PDF, and I'm going to drop the link to that PDF in the comments so that you have it to refer back to. But I wanted to go over them with you in a Facebook Live as well, so that you could leave any comments or questions that you have in the comments and questions section. So let's talk about how we can increase our dream recall. If you are wanting to remember your dreams, if you're wanting to work with your dreams and bring their wisdom and their medicine into your life, into your waking life, so that you can begin to shift patterns of behavior and limiting beliefs, and expand and open up your experience of what's possible, then you've got to remember your dreams. It's difficult to work with your dreams if you can't remember them. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to leave a comment if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, and let me know what your biggest challenge is with remembering your dreams. Is it that you have a toddler that wakes you up in the middle of the night? Is it that you have insomnia? Is it that you don't remember your dreams at all and have difficulty even recalling the fragments of dreams or even little bits of dreams? So just tell us, is it your schedule? Is it out of practice? You don't know what to do? What is it that kind of impedes your dream recall? All right, so 5 tips. The number one tip that I'm going to say for remembering your dreams is setting the intention. So just engaging in the 7-day challenge is going to help boost your dream recall. So yay, we got that out of the way, right? Just setting the intention for the dream. Now, there's a little bit more that goes into that. Just entering into the intention or into the 7-day challenge is definitely going to set that intention. And also, we can do things like when we go to sleep at night, we can leave a little bit of space. We can cultivate some space to be able to help boost that dream recall. So what I mean by that is adjusting your bedtime. So whatever it is that your nighttime practice is, see if you can put in an extra 10 minutes or so. It doesn't have to be a long time. I like to have about 10 to 20 minutes, but even 5 minutes will work, where you can intentionally move into sleep time so that you're spending those 5 or 10 minutes repeating to yourself, I remember my dreams easily, or some kind of intention setting. Paying attention to the breath, moving into a place of relaxation. So a lot of people tend to, with their bedtime routine, they tend to just sort of like go and go and go and go and go until the end of the day, where you just sort of like crash, right? But if you can just put in about 5 or 10 minutes where you can crawl into bed and lay there. I like to lay on my back, but you don't have to. There are some schools of thought, some dream qigong and dream yoga practices that have you laying down on your right side. So you'll have to just experiment and see what works for you. But take about 5 or 10 minutes to pay attention to the breath, to breathe slowly and to breathe deeply, and to really focus on remembering your dreams, or the intention to remember your dreams. Now, intentions, I find, are best said in the present tense, and as if they already exist. So I easily remember my dreams is a great intention. But of course, you can make that intention whatever you want it to be. Okay, so Frank says, my sleep is so bad, sometimes I wake up and usually have to do something immediately. Okay, so I think I'm going to address this next, Frank. And then Rose says, to remember more, not just the highlights or important parts. Okay, I definitely want to address that. And Kristen says, I feel like I only remember dreams that move me and feel significant enough to remember. Right, okay, so I'm going to start with Frank's comment, because this is the next kind of piece of this, which is, in addition to your creating some space in your nighttime routine, your bedtime routine, in order to set the intention to remember your dream, also create some space for waking up. And so, whatever your schedule is, if you can put a little buffer in there, again, 5 or 10 minutes will work. I happen to do about half an hour because I really like that I like to have a lot of that space to go over the dream in my mind, even sometimes to step back into the dream, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in the week. So whatever it is that you, whatever your morning routine for waking up is, if you can create a little bit of space so that you don't, Frank, have to hit the ground running, you don't have to get up and immediately start doing things. Now, this is where it can feel like a challenge, right? Because people are like, oh man, you're asking me to give 5 or 10 minutes and I just want to sleep until I absolutely have to get up. And so, you know, this is a 7-day challenge, and it could just be, sometimes it's easy to just say, you know what, I'm going to try this, or an experiment. I'm going to try this for 7 days, and I'm going to see what the benefits are of working with my dreams. And if that's enough for me to go ahead and create that space 5 or 10 minutes before I wake up, or before I have to get up, to be able to focus on my dreams and turn my attention back towards my dreams. So the idea is that as soon as you start moving, your dreams start to float away and start to disappear. So if you can create some kind of way to wake up where you don't have to move immediately and you don't get jolted out of sleep. I have an iPhone, and my alarm on my iPhone are birds twittering. And so it doesn't jolt me out of sleep. It also kind of raises the volume incrementally. So I can gently wake up, and I can kind of just reach out a hand and turn it off, and then I can stay there and with my eyes closed and not having moved, and I can start to go over the dream that I can remember in my head. Same thing if you wake up in the middle of the night, if you can resist the urge to move. And again, this is a 7-day practice, a 7-day challenge or experiment. So we're going to try these things, and we're going to keep trying and keep setting the intention and keep experimenting. But if you can take that time, or if you can remember not to move when you wake up in the middle of the night, and just to stay there for a moment, for a few minutes, as long as you can, and turn your attention towards your dreams. And you may not remember anything at first, and that's okay. But I find the more I just turn my attention towards my dreams, the more things begin to expand. I find in general that it is a better practice to allow and to be patient with dreams. They don't come quickly. They don't come, just instantaneously when we turn our attention towards them. We have to be willing to sit with the mystery, to sit in the not knowing, to sit in the space where we don't remember for a while. And it'll come, and it's like a muscle. We strengthen that muscle the more we turn our attention towards it. All right, so the first tip is to set the intention, and that intention includes creating some space around bedtime and creating some space around your morning time routine, and then also creating some space if you wake up in the middle of the night to turn your attention towards your dreams. I would also say, I'm not really sure where this falls in my numbered list, but I want to address Rose and Kristen, what you guys said. And working with your dreams, I think, is another, we'll call this number 6. Working with your dreams is one of the best ways, or this might actually be number 5, one of the best ways to turn that dream faucet on. It's almost as if you're sending a message to your subconscious that says, I'm listening. So whether you work with a fragment of a dream or you work with whatever shows up, even working with other people's dreams helps to turn that faucet on. It helps to get that flow of communication going. And so being willing to say fragments, I'm willing to work with fragments, I'm willing to work with the highlights, I'm willing to work with whatever shows up, will help open that flow, or I think of it like a faucet. It'll help open up that faucet a little bit more. So Rose, let me know if this makes sense to you, if this is kind of resonating with you. And then Kristen, we do tend to remember the dreams that feel significant and easy to remember. Those are usually the ones that are our subconscious that are trying to get our attention. And again, the more you work with your dreams, those dreams, the more you'll be able to remember dreams on a regular basis. Now, that being said, sometimes the faucet, the flow, gets a little too much, and we can actually have those really epic dreams that actually leave us feeling exhausted. So there, in addition to telling your subconscious, I'm open, I'm ready to receive the messages in my dreams, I'm ready to remember my dreams. You can also kind of set the intention of, you know what, I need a little break tonight and I need to just get some restorative sleep. So I'm not sure if anybody has that experience. I've definitely talked to a few people that do have those experiences, and sometimes I have those experiences where it's just too much. And I have to think about turning the volume down or turning the faucet down. All right, so next, when we work with our dreams, or when we set the intention to remember our dreams, if we're going to work with them, it is imperative that we record them in some way. So whether that's writing them down or speaking them into a voice recorder, in some way having it. Unless you have a morning routine where you've got lots and lots of time in the morning, and you can write your dreams down immediately and start working with them immediately, it's going to be very helpful for you to go ahead and have something to write your dreams down on, especially the ones that come in the middle of the night. Don't expect that if you wake up in the middle of the night and you create that space to remember your dreams before you start moving, that you're going to be able to remember it in the morning. It's best to have something next to your bedside table or on your bedside table next to your bed, something to remember where you can write down your dreams. So that might be a journal. That I use my phone. That's just what I've found works for me. I have the notes thing open on my phone and I use that. Some people like to speak it into their phone or into a voice recorder. You're going to have to probably be sensitive if you sleep with a partner to what their what their needs are for nighttime. They make pens that have little lights on them, so you don't have to turn on a light. So whatever works for you, and again, this is a 7-day experiment, so you can try out different things. Some people do have journals next to their bed. Some people use their phones. Some people use voice recorders. Whatever works for you, you're allowed to get as creative as you need to, want to with this. But it is pretty important that you have a way to record your dreams. All right, when you're recording your dreams, especially when you're recording them in a way that's a little bit more conscious. So whether you're writing them in the Facebook group, because I am going to encourage you to go ahead and start sharing your dreams in the Facebook group. So whether you're writing them in the Facebook group or you're writing them in your journal, I strongly encourage you to speak about your dreams in the first person and in the present tense. So what that looks like is, instead of saying I'm walking in the forest at night, you would say, instead of saying I was walking in the forest at night and I was feeling scared, you would say I am walking in the forest at night and I'm scared. So that just helps when you use the first person. It helps my mind go back into the dream and be able to recall a few more details. There's something about that connection there with the present tense that really helps with the dream recall as well. I'm just checking my notes here to make sure that we are covering everything. So the other thing that can really help dream recall is to have a waking life practice that is cultivating space for mindfulness, for meditation, and that looks different for everybody. It doesn't have to look a specific way, but it is a space where you are not ruminating on what's happening or problem solving about what's happening in waking life. It's a space where you are able to just basically what you're doing is you're connecting the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, and you're creating a bridge. So you could do Qigong, you could do yoga, you could run. Some people like to run. Some people like to just take walks out in nature. But the idea being that you're really trying to let go of all thoughts. And so that being said, know that thoughts are going to come up, and then you're going to get into the practice of recognizing that that's a thought and then allowing that thought to float away. So again, this moves into that theme of really cultivating space to be able to recall your dreams. We cultivate the space at night. We cultivate the space in the morning. We cultivate the space, the container, to be able to hold the dream. And we cultivate the space in waking life to get the mind connected, to get that bridge connected so that we can bring those dreams from dream time into waking life. Think about it. I don't know if you guys know much about neuroscience science, but there are grooves in the brain, they're called neural pathways, and they're basically formed with habits. And so if you can get into the habit of creating these spaces and containers for your dreams, it will come much more naturally to you. Okay, so creating the space at night, creating the space in the morning, writing down your dreams, writing them down in the first person and in the present tense, and then meditating. And then working with your dreams. That is another way, which I've already mentioned, that you can help to remember your dreams. Not only working with your dreams, and so this is why we want to bring our dreams to the temple and have everybody comment and do our own work on the dreams. What's interesting is not only working on your dreams will be helpful, but also working on other people's dreams. So there's an element to dream time, and we'll cover this a little bit more later on in the week. There's an element to dream time that is personal, meaning my dreams are coming to tell me what's going on in my inner landscape. But there's also an aspect of the dreams, to your dreams, that's collective. We're dreaming for the collective. We're dreaming for us all. And I'm going to actually do a Facebook Live here in a little bit on my personal page that talks a little bit more about this. So if you're not friends with me yet and you're interested in seeing this Facebook Live, make sure you go and friend me right now. But I'm going to talk about this dreaming for the collective and the possibilities of dreaming for the collective. So what does that mean? That means that if I post my dream in the Dream Temple, and I go ahead and own that this is my dream, and I do my own dream work on it, and I start working on it, what is available to you is for you to work with my dream as if it's your dream, because there's an element to which I am dreaming for the collective. So this gets into dream etiquette, which we're going to talk about again in one of the other posts. But I want to just mention real quick that we always remember that the dreamer has the ultimate authority on what their dream means to them. But you're allowed to take that dream and to figure out what it means for you. You'll find as we start working on these dreams that there are a lot of collective themes that tend to come up. Senses of belonging, of worthiness, of living your purpose, of self-care and self-love, of lovability. These are themes that tend to pop up, not only in dream time, but also just collectively in our waking life. If you do any kind of personal development, or you talk to people and you pay attention to the themes that come up, these are the things that tend to come up in our lives. These are our hero's journey themes and our heroine's journey themes. So working with your dreams and working with other people's dreams are a great way to boost the dream recall. So if you find yourself in this 7-day challenge or experiment still not able to remember your dreams, I highly encourage you to still participate in this 7-day challenge by helping other people work on their dreams and noticing what you can take, what medicine and wisdom you can take for yourself and your own life by working on those dreams. That being said, I am going to encourage participation in the 7-day challenge and 7-day experiment by offering a complimentary, or as a prize, I should say, a dream weaving session with me. So here's what that looks like. If you participate in this dream challenge, whether you post your dreams or whether you comment on other people's dreams, any way that you participate in this challenge, if you show up on the Facebook Lives, if you make comments in these posts that I do every day, if you ask questions, any participation at all, you'll be entered to win this dream weaving session with me. And I'm actually going to offer 3 slots. So there's going to be 3 people that are going to win these dream weaving sessions with me. All it requires that you do is that you show up and you participate and you let us know how things are going, and you be a part of this challenge. That's all it is. You just have to show up in the temple. You have to participate. You have to comment. You have to share. That's it. And you'll be entered to win one of 3 dream weaving sessions with me. All right. So let me know if you have any questions about what's been said in the practices. I'm going to leave that PDF in the comments so that you can have these tips tips to be able to focus on. And I'm going to show up every day, and I'm going to give you some more guidance to deepen your practice. So if you have any questions, any specific questions, I want to make sure that I am addressing what you most want to know about. So please tag me if you have a question, leave comments, and we'll be seeing hopefully all of your dreams in the Dream Temple. Go ahead and post your dreams anytime you want to. You can post them by video, you can post them by writing them out. You can do audio, whatever feels good to you. In the meantime, I hope you have sweet dreams. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for participating. If you know of anybody that you think might be interested in our 7-day challenge or 7-day experiment, or even might just be interested in the Dream Temple itself, please invite them. Please invite them to the Dream Temple. We want as many conscious dreamers as we can have, because we can begin to dream together. And I'm going to talk more about that on my private or on my personal profile, Facebook profile. So if you're not my friend yet, make sure that you friend me if you want to see that. Thanks so much, everybody. Sweet dreams.